Yeah, but ours had a really interesting loophole that people should know about because the guild told me that I was the first person to ever do this. What happened was I knew that my 5 years was coming up, so I called them. I said, I'd like to hear about my options for reacquiring, and they looked at the project and their files, and they said, well, it says here it's based on a story by somebody else. I said, yeah, the director, he wrote a paragraph just so that his credit was guaranteed, and that was worked out between us. Yeah. He had this idea and I was going to write it. So he got paid 12 grand to write that thing and just to lock in his story. Yeah. Well, the rule is that it's the person with the underlying material that can reacquire. So I was just seen as a dude who came in after. So we were allowed to reacquire all of the material that came along with his treatment for 12 grand, and we have to pay back all of my fees on the first day of principal. Yeah. But at that point, you've already lined up somebody who is theoretically willing to pay for an entire movie. Yeah. So it's all or nothing. But it at least allowed us to pull it and run in the other direction. And now there's no time limit. It's
with
permanent.
The director. Did you have to pull it with the director?
Legally, he's the one who reacquired it.
He did. Okay.
So we have to.
So it's an intellectual property issue that yeah.
But it gives us also, instead of like that 6 months, to where you're scrambling to find another studio or somebody with enough money to cover whatever's already up against it. Yeah. In our case, we just paid for it clean, and we've spent years packaging it, showing it to people, so it gives us a lot of leeway, which is nice.
Who discovered that leeway? The guild, and they told you about it, and you just called yourself, or did you have
it happened accidentally over the period of 6 months with me talking to the guild every day, because the people at the guild that you talk to generally aren't the people who run each division or whatever. You're just talking to a person, so they don't know all the rules either. So they end up looking at each thing case by case. They ask their supervisor, they come back to you. And when I finally got into it, I was like, how common is this? And she said, it's not common at all. And Paramount tried really hard to squash it because they felt that there was a big danger in allowing other writers to know that happened. Yeah. Because it's become more common in the last probably 10 years, I think, for directors or other writers to come in, get paid a smaller amount of money, and then a writer to come in. So theoretically, the window's now open to a lot of people that wouldn't have known about it.